Hi guys, my name's Sam Beth and welcome to my channel. Now I'm doing a little bit of a different episode today. This is a Q&A episode from a lovely group on Facebook that have asked me to answer some of their simplistic Instagram basics, so I thought I'd cover them right here for you guys too. I'm Sam Barefoot. Welcome to my channel where I'll show you how to make visibility effortless. Okay, so this group of people are from a wellbeing background. So for those that do know, don't know, whatever, I've spent the last decade in that industry. That's kind of where I come from, so they kind of played into my soft spot. So they're asking some of the really simple Instagram questions. For me, no question is stupid by any means. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to kind of like do this, which is a little bit abnormal for what I would do for a YouTube video, but it's kind of, there's a lot of questions and I thought you guys would really benefit from some of these too. So I'm going to work my way down and answer them as I go, and hopefully you're going to find them interesting. And maybe you're asking yourself the same questions, but you're thinking, well, I can't ask that because it's kind of a little bit too basic or whatever. But you know what? We've got to start somewhere, and I'm happy to help anyone that is interested in finding out about Instagram because it's my jam. I love it. So, first question is from the owner of the group herself. And she said, I'm currently inviting all my followers from my other social media platforms over to Instagram. Is that the right thing to do? Absolutely, yes. When you first start your Instagram account, you definitely want to be inviting, your other social media platforms to help to build up the numbers on your account. And you never know, they might actually prefer to communicate with you over on Instagram, so it's always worthwhile doing. Her second question is how to best research hashtags. Now I have a whole tutorial on that and I will place the link to that below, but I'm going to give you just some very quick basics of an overview of this. Now the best kind of hashtags where people get it wrong is they hashtag from their perspective, so from the business perspective, but actually one of the better things for you to do is to hashtag from your client's perspective. So you need to get in the mindset of the client, think about the things that they're using hashtags for. And the best way for me to explain hashtags is it's a bit like Google in that, when you type in, I don't know, nappy cream, completely random, I know, because you're looking for a nappy cream, they're going to use hashtags in a really similar way for that. So if they're looking for a hypnotherapist, they might type in the search function within Instagram, hypnotherapist. So that might be one for you, but it might be that they're having trouble sleeping. So have a look around, the ones that they might be using: sleep deprivation, sleep remedies, all of that kind. Do you see what I mean? So you've got hypnotherapist, which is relevant to your business, and it's what they're going to be looking for, but they might also be looking at symptoms. So symptomatic hashtags. I've got a lot of words going on. Symptomatic hashtags would be useful too. So like I said, I've got a whole tutorial on this. It's completely free. I'll put the link below in case you guys want that. But those are the best kind of hashtags for you. Oh, my other top tip, 2 of them actually. Single words, right? Singular words, generally speaking, avoid those like the plague. They're just way too big. And anything over 1 million, don't bother with that because it's not going to be ideal client for you. It's not going to bring in people that are going to be interested in your business, generally speaking. So those are just a few things, but if you really want an in-depth overview, I've got a tutorial. Just grab it. I'll pop the link for you below. She says how to increase engagement and get them to sign up for my list building. Okay, so I have a YouTube episode that's about engagement to help you to kind of cheat the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. But for engagement, it's about creating the engagement. So ask them questions, be social, talk to them. Don't just expect them to comment on your profile. You need to be commenting on their profile as well. But you also need to be looking at influencers, places where your potential clients will hang out. Go and comment there, go and interact with them there. Engagement doesn't just happen. It's something you as the business owner have to create. So think of it as a two-way street. It's not just them coming to talk to you. You have to get up and go and talk to them as well. But like I say, asking a question is a really, really good way of A, researching your audience to see what they're up to, see what they like, see what they're doing, but B, to get some really good engagement on your profile, on your post. It's one of my number 1 ways for you to actually do that. So again, I've got a YouTube video that you can check out where I've covered, engagement stuff. Again, I'll pop the link for you below, but hopefully that's given you a rough idea. Engagement is about you going out there and creating it. So network, go and talk to them. They'll come and talk to you. Anybody that talks to you on your profile, reply to them, reach out to them privately if you need to via DM. If you're working in a sensitive industry, there's a million ways that you can do it, but really it's about you stretching out that arm and going, hey, look, I'm here to help you, what can I do, rather than waiting for them to sort of put their hand up and say, you know, I need some help. You know, that's generally not, they don't do that, right? People generally don't do that, especially in health and wellbeing. Honestly, it's just, it's so hard, so hard. So yeah, and with regards to list building, call to action, lots and lots and lots of call to action. So literally, people like to be given instructions on Instagram. So tell them what to do, tell them you have something free, tell them where to go get that, tell them how to get a handle on that. You know, that kind of stuff. Lots of call to action is absolutely essential on Instagram, and make sure there's call to action in your profile as well. So you can't just have your link there, and if your profile doesn't make any reference to what's in that link, generally speaking, people won't click it. So those are a couple of the things that you can do to help with your list building activities over on Instagram. She also says age demographics. I did see that Instagram has a younger generation. So generally speaking, I think the last time I looked at some stats, there is somewhere between 40 and 50% of 24 and under. So it is, you know, there is a smaller age range. However, the next age bracket, so 25 to 45, I believe, there's about 40% there. So yes, there isn't a younger demographic there, but there's also a really good bundle of people between the 25 and 45 range, which suits a good variety of businesses and industry that you can be working with. The other little percentage makes up some of the older people, you know, much older people. But, you know, for people that sort of come to me and say it's a really, really young platform and my guys aren't going to be there, no, that's one of the big misconceptions about Instagram. People think it's about young people's selfies and pictures. It's not. It's a hugely engaging platform that's growing and growing each and every day. So just keep that in mind. Next lady down says, what's the difference between Facebook and Instagram? I used to think Instagram was for photos, but it seems to be for posting text too. So the difference between Facebook and Instagram, no one's ever asked me that before. They're very different platforms. They're owned by the same company, but they're very different platforms. Instagram is driven more by image, and when I say image, it doesn't have to be a flat image, it can be a video as well, but there is definitely a place for you to add your text. It's known as your caption. So it's just, what's the difference? I don't know, it's a really tricky one. The demographic is slightly different on Facebook versus Instagram, but Facebook, there's like how many, I don't know, there's billion users or something ridiculous like that. There's a lot more people on Facebook, but it's a lot more saturated, Instagram is only 800 million the last time I looked. It's a very different platform, is probably the only thing I can really say that's different about it. You know, Instagram, you make up your own rules, if you like, with regards to your page. So I like to refer to it quite a bit like Facebook groups, because that seems to be a really easy way of business people understanding the difference between the two. So for most people that are on Facebook, they're interacting in groups, just like I'm answering the Q&A here. They're interacting in groups to build relationships, network, speak with potential customers, raise their profile, get people to know, like, and trust them, and all that kind of stuff. But within groups, if it's not your own group, you'll have a certain set of rules that you have to stick to. Sometimes you can't talk about your anything that's for sale or freebies or blogs. Sometimes you can't even put an image in there that has your logo in it. Whereas if you take yourself over to Instagram, your own feed, you can do whatever you like. It's yours. There's no rules, you know, that's kind of your jam. And with regards to looking at someone else's group, okay, there isn't groups in Instagram, but there are groups of people, in the sense of there are groups that follow other influencers. And again, you can go over there and you can chat and do all that kind of stuff. You can't share images and things like you would do on someone else's account, like you would do potentially in a Facebook group. But I think that's what makes it interesting. That's what keeps it really simplistic. And yeah, most people come back to me that I've trained from Facebook to go over to Instagram and start moving their business over to Instagram. that's what they come back and say. It's so much easier than Facebook. You know, there's none of the bustle, the drama, there's none of that goes on. So they're very different platforms, and if you want to know the difference, give it a try. It's probably the best thing for me to say, because I can't believe I've never been asked that question. That's a bit weird. But yeah, hopefully I've answered you. Basics, please. How does it work? How do you get clients from it? Is it just like Facebook but pics only? What does the hashtag actually do? And how can I utilise it best? There is a link within my Facebook bio to Instagram. Should I be doing something with that? So, lots of questions. Is it just like Facebook but pics only? I think I just answered that in the other question, so I'll skip that one. What do hashtags actually do? Again, I think I answered it at the beginning, but hashtags will help you be found. Okay, so hashtags will help your content be found by the masses. That is essentially what they do. What else did she say? She said loads. And how can I utilise it best? Well, it's a social media platform like any other. So if you feel that your industry are over there and your ideal clients are over there, then you need to start placing content over there and start to network with them, talk to them, and start to build up the brand awareness over there, because that's going to, in turn, help you with lead generation and putting sales and business into your business. So that's what I would utilise best. Maybe she's asking it in a very different way. How can I utilise it best? I would really just use it as repurposing. So if you're currently on Facebook and you're using an image-based post anyway, I would repurpose that over on Instagram, and just talk to the different demographic, the different people that are there. Find your feet, see how you feel about it, and go from there. That's pretty much what I say to people, because you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. And there's a very big divide with Facebook, Instagram, that people feel that. So don't feel bad if that's what you think. I used to be like that, actually. I used to really hate Instagram until I learned how to use it properly. And now almost 90% of my business comes from Instagram. So it can be done, people. It can be done. There is a link within my business. Should you be using that? You can do, and as I said at the beginning, you can drive traffic from one of your platforms over to the other, and you can do that with all different things, because different people will like using different platforms in different ways. So yes, you can be using that link if you want to drive some of your traffic over to Instagram. Yeah, please feel free, use everything to the best of your ability. Let's have a little look. What's the next one down? I'm a bit of a technophobe. It's all good. We're all a technophobe at some point in our life. What are hashtags and how do they work? So again, I think I've answered that. They're for helping people to locate you. Bit like keywords. So if I don't know if you would know about this, but if you understand sort of the keyword principle for search engine optimization, similar thing. Yes, exactly the same. Hashtags are like the keywords of Google. That's kind of how I use it in my mind. So think of those words that people will associate with you and your business, and those should probably be turned into a hashtag. What else have we got? I don't know anything about Instagram, so everything that Emma said. Okay. And do you know what? There is a lot of people, there are so many people that I come across that, even though Instagram has been around for quite a while, it's still a really, really misunderstood platform. So, and a lot of people are like, oh, have I missed the boat on this one? No, absolutely not. There's still time for you to get in, get a hold of this and run with it. It's still building, and it's still building rapidly. So maybe ask me that question in a year's time. I might have a different answer for you. But right now, if you really want to get involved with Instagram, and most people want to do that because they're finding it really hard on Facebook. So yeah, take me back a year and I was rocking the Facebook groups, making some really good money, some really good connections. I've made some amazing friends through Facebook groups, and it changed my business. It really did. But I haven't used Facebook groups since sort of the middle of the year, purely because it got so tricky. There was so much drama going on. There was so many you can, you can't. It was just hard work. And with Instagram, with Facebook adding algorithms within groups now, so it's not just on the business pages, it's within the Facebook groups. It's made it so much harder for your content to be seen. So I just like, you know what? I'm just going to jump ship. And I just went over to Instagram, and almost all my traffic now comes from Instagram. I mean, now it's like starting to change because I now get quite a bit from YouTube. But yeah, honestly, it's so much easier for me and for a lot of people that I get feedback from. Instagram is a million times easier, but you do need to change the mindset. You can't come from Facebook over to Instagram and use Instagram like Facebook, because it's not. It's completely different. So please do take the time to sort of learn the platform, understand the platform, before you kind of jump in both feet. And again, I have Launch Your Business on Instagram Like a Pro. It's brand new. It's free, and it'll help you to launch your business over there. So I'm going to teach you about all the various bits and pieces that most people get wrong when they go from Facebook over to Instagram. So if you want that, again, I'll pop the link below. Grab it. Honestly, that one's flying off the shelves at the moment. So yeah, don't be disheartened if you think, I've missed the boat, I'm a complete technophobe, I don't understand about this, blah blah blah. I can help. There's still time, and you can absolutely do this if you want to. I think I've got one more. So I'd like to know how to get clients from it. Do you have to send a message to everyone who likes your page? Very time consuming. Straight off, no. Take that from someone that's got thousands, tens of thousands of followers. No, you don't. You don't need to do that. You get clients from it by call to action. So again, I mentioned this a little bit earlier. It's about call to action, and so many people miss that. Don't be afraid to tell people what to do, okay? Be obvious with your call to action. And what I say to people that I work with is if you put a call to action out, if you put a post out and you think to yourself, well, there's a part of you that thinks, yeah, they'll get that. They'll know what to do. They won't, right? The answer is they won't. You have to be very clear, very clear. So if you want someone, for example, if you want someone to grab your Launch Your Business on Instagram Like a Pro checklist, go get the link below. Okay, so I'm telling you that I have a checklist, and I'm telling you that the link for that, to get that, is below. You need to be very, very crystal clear. And the idea of it is get people onto your list, get people onto your emailing, start communicating with them, start building that know, like and trust, and then have your funnel in the background. So have automated emails, or just your newsletter, and put sales in front of them. Reach out to them, offer them a phone call with you. There's a ton, honestly, that's a whole different video, but there is a ton of ways on how you get clients. But it's the same as everything. It's the same as any platform out there. Social media platform is about people getting to know you. The like and the trust bit usually happens in the background. So it usually happens away from social media. They can start to like you with your social media, but the trust factor usually comes into play with the emailing, with the support behind the scenes, kind of in private, continually speaking to them, showing them that you're the person that they need to be working with. That's kind of what happens, and it's the same. So driving traffic to your opt-ins, driving traffic to any of the products that you have available, driving traffic to your Facebook group if that's where you want people to start to know, like and trust you. And it's at that point when they start to trust you, that's when you can convert them, put sales in front of them, and that's how you can turn them into business leads. So that's a very simplistic way of looking at it. And like I say, it is an entirely different video completely. That if you want, leave me a comment and I will do it. It's fine. But that's how that would work. Hashtags, yeah, I've covered hashtags. So again, if you want a tutorial, link below. And literally that link, you see me, I dive into Instagram. So I filmed my screen for you. I dive into Instagram on how I do it, so for myself and for my clients. So if you really want to understand how to do this and get all involved, like into the nitty gritty, that's what the tutorial is going to show you how to do. Do you need to add link in your bio and change it often? That's an interesting question. Do you need to add link in your bio? Yes, 100%, right? Absolutely 100%. So even if you don't have an opt-in or you don't have anything for sale, you probably got a website to send people there. If you haven't got a website and you're purely running your business off of social media, you can totally do that, by the way. Send them to your other social media. So if you want to send everybody to your Facebook business page, send them there. There's a link for that. If you want to send them to your Facebook group, there's a link for that. I don't know, if you want to send them to your YouTube channel, send them there. So everybody will have some sort of link to do with their business. Even right in the beginning, you will have something. that you can send people to. So yes, do use it. Change it often. Now, this is interesting. You only get one link on Instagram. However, there is a little gizmo called Linktree. It's an app that is going to allow you to have multiple links. I use it, I've used it for a while, I really like it. What I would say is if you choose to use that, don't overwhelm your audience with more than 3 to 5 links, okay? Because if they click through to that and they get this big old long list of, you know, various different things, various different options that they can click on, generally they'll click off, okay? And you don't want that. Limit those options, be very clear. Go to my Instagram feed and have a look at mine, okay? Be very clear, and what I do is whatever I'm talking about, whatever I'm promoting, like currently, whatever's going on, that's at the top, right? So that's right at the top. So quick, fast, they can click, yeah, that's the one, click done, okay? So I don't change mine often because I have Linktree. If you don't want that, if you want to just use your links, I would change your link as and when you change your promotion. So if you're promoting something for sale, then put that. If you're promoting your Facebook group, then have that. Can you see my light just died? So that, yes, I would change it. You know, I would change it according to what I have promoting right now. Also, do you do that video bit at the front? I don't quite know what that means. But you can put video on Instagram if that's what you're asking. Do I do that video bit at the front? I don't know what that means. I'm really sorry. I don't know what that means. Maybe reach out to me. What's your name? Judith. And I'll answer it for you separately. How about that? That'd be cool. How do I get new potential clients from it? Again, I think I've kind of covered that one. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And I think that's it. I think I've covered it all. So hopefully that's kind of helped you guys with, you know, various questions that you may or may not have about Instagram. I'm really happy to do Q&As like this on a pretty regular basis if you like. So leave me a comment, like this post. Leave me a comment if you do or you don't. If there's any questions about what I've given you here, please let me know. And of course, you guys subscribe. You know, I'm here each and every week for my standard video on a Wednesday at 8. But I'm happy to do stuff like this and just drop various bits and pieces in if you guys find this interesting. So hopefully to Tracy's group, thank you for asking me and inviting me to answer your questions. I love doing stuff like this, especially for people that are in my old industry. I do have a bit of a soft spot for you. I hope you found that super useful. And of course, anybody in the group, if you have further questions, pop the comments below this video and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I'll see you later. Bye.